Hey everybody, this is Chris and welcome back to another English learning tips video. I hope you're doing well today. And in this video, I want to talk about how you can become less stressed and anxious when you're speaking in English and speak more confidently, because I know that a lot of learners may feel very stressed when they're speaking English for a number of different reasons. You might feel that you're making a lot of mistakes and you're afraid of looking bad in front of a native speaker, or you might feel that the other person will judge you because of your poor English or your foreign accent. Or you might feel that you're not able to express the things that you want to say in English and you feel frustrated because you want to say something but you can't figure out how to express it the way you want to in English. And it's important to know that this is completely normal. I have gone through this when I've learned to speak foreign languages, and it can be very frustrating, especially when you feel very anxious because you're not able to relax and speak confidently. So I want to talk about some things that you can do to alleviate this problem and speak more confidently. The first thing that you can do is try to practice speaking in English in certain situations before you get into that situation. For example, you could practice answers to the questions that you know people ask you a lot, like where you're from and what you do for a living, etc. If you know that you have to do something in English, such as a job interview or an exam, you would be practicing the answers to questions that you would expect, and this could make you more confident before you get into that situation. Number two is to know and accept that you will be less good when you're speaking with a native speaker at the beginning. This is because you're always going to be a bit nervous at the start when you start speaking to native speakers. It's always going to be more difficult than speaking in a classroom or with a teacher who is very accepting of all your mistakes. So number three is to not try to be perfect. A lot of people are very nervous because they are perfectionists. That means that you always want to be perfect and you are afraid of making mistakes. So the thing that you need to know is that it's okay to make mistakes and you can always learn from your mistakes. Okay, number four, you can try to speak a little bit slower than you normally would, because when you're nervous, you often will speak more quickly. And the quicker you speak, the easier it is to make mistakes. So if you slow down, it's easier to speak more confidently and you won't make so many mistakes. Number five is to remember that when you're speaking English with a native speaker, normally they're not going to be judging you for your mistakes and they're not going to be thinking about your accent and pronunciation. Often when we're learning English, we think about these issues a lot when we're speaking. But when you're actually in a conversation with somebody, they're going to be listening to what you're actually saying. They're not going to be thinking about how you're saying it. They're not going to be analyzing all your mistakes. So you need to think about this in a different way. Most people who you are speaking English to probably can't speak your native language, so they would be very happy that you are speaking English to them. They're not going to care about your mistakes as much as you. So if you think about it like this, you might feel more relaxed. Sometimes when you're practicing English or when you're speaking to a native speaker, you could have a bad experience. The other person might not understand what you say, or they might not understand a word that you've used. So it's important to just try to move on from this and don't take it personally. A lot of people get very disheartened when they make a mistake and the other person can't understand. But it's important to move on and learn from this kind of mistake. Another thing that you can do is when you first start speaking English with native speakers, you can try to have shorter conversations. So just make it your goal to have a 2-minute or a 5-minute conversation. Ask the person some questions, answer their questions, have a short conversation and then say, okay, I need to go now. It's been nice to speak to you. And then don't give yourself so much pressure. Build up over time. You can't lift a really heavy weight the first time. You need to build up. So speaking English is the same. You need to practice over time. And the more you practice, the easier it will be to have longer conversations. The next tip I want to give you is to remember any compliment that somebody has given you about speaking English. So don't remember when people point out your mistakes or say that they can't understand. Take that as a learning experience and move on. Remember when people say, "Wow, you're really good at English," or "You speak English really well," and use this as an encouragement for you to keep speaking English and to feel motivated about your English learning. I know that when you feel nervous about something or you're feeling anxious about something, people often give you advice like have a glass of water, take it slowly, calm down. And for me, none of this advice really works. If I feel stressed, then somebody telling me to calm down or drink a glass of water, it's not going to help that much. I'm still going to feel stressed. One example is when I was learning to drive, I felt really nervous. And when I first started driving, I felt quite nervous. And even people telling me don't be stressed didn't really help at all. What actually helped was practice. So the more that you speak English, the better you will get and the more confident you will get. So I know that you can do it, and I know that you can learn to speak English more fluently and more confidently. I like to say that success breeds success. So if you've done something and you've done well at it, or you've been successful, then you will become more confident. So the more you speak English, the more good experiences you will have and the more confident you will be. But you do need to practice and get over your fears. So get out there, practice more English, and I know that you're going to become more confident as you go. If you found this video helpful, please help me to click the like button and also subscribe to my channel. If you want to read the full post with more information about this, go to my website, speakenglishwithchris.com, where you can see all my latest updates. Okay, that's all for now, and I'll see you again very soon.